We've all heard the narrative. Technology is the great divider of the modern family. Tech is the thief of presence, the reason the family is falling apart. We've all seen, or been part of, that dinner table scene where everyone is staring at a glowing rectangle instead of each other. Honestly, some days my phone feels less like a tool and more like a noisy roommate I didn't invite over, constantly clamoring for my attention. But here's the reality. For those of us with families scattered across time zones, this little device isn't just a distraction, it's our lifeline. If we're going to build deep connections this year, we have to stop blaming the tech and start sanctifying how we use it. We need to move past the hurdle of digital noise and turn our phones into a sanctuary for our relationships. Welcome back to the Connection Experiment. I'm Lorel Wilhelm-Volpi, and over these 30 days, we're practicing how to stay glued together when geography tries to pull us apart. Today, we're going to learn how to make our tech work for us instead of the other way around. Now, last week we talked about morning anchors, those small, predictable rhythms that keep us in sync. But today, I want to talk about a phenomenon I call digital drift. Have you ever had that experience where you sit down for 5 minutes to check a recipe or the weather report, and suddenly 45 minutes have vanished? You've scrolled through a stranger's vacation photos, watched a cat play the piano, and read a heated argument between two people you don't know on some community board. By the time you look up, your social battery is drained. You're overstimulated, you're tired, and here's the kicker. You don't have the energy left to send a single meaningful text to your sister, your friend, or your mom. We've all been there. It's not that we don't love our people. It's that the noise of the internet is designed to deplete our attention before we ever get to the people who matter. We become passive consumers of the world's content instead of active participants in our family's story. In my research into the lives of resilient women in history, I found they were incredibly protective of their communication. When they sat down to write a letter with pen and paper, they didn't let the junk mail distract them. They knew their attention was a sacred resource. We need to reclaim that mindset for the digital age. Today, we have more ways to connect than any generation in history, yet we often feel more isolated. That's because we're letting the tool use us instead of us using the tool. So, how do we turn a distraction into a sanctuary? We have to be the gatekeepers of our own attention. Here are 2 practical ways to do that without having to go throw your phone in a lake. Number 1, the inner circle notification hack. So go to your settings today. I want you to be ruthless. Turn off all notifications except for your inner circle, those 5 to 10 people you absolutely want to hear from. When your phone chirps, it shouldn't be a news alert about something you can't control or a coupon from a store that you really don't need. It should be a signal from someone you love. We want to reach a point where your phone ringing is a source of joy, not a spike in cortisol. And number 2, the family digital living room. Instead of just a standard group text that gets buried under work threads and school reminders, create a dedicated sacred space for the good stuff. Some families use a private photo sharing app or a specific thread with a fun name that makes them smile. In our family, we have a dedicated thread specifically for those first thoughts or same moon photos that we talked about last week, and places to share what's happening in our lives. It's a place where we can be intentionally visible without the pressure to perform. And on that point, keep it low pressure. This is not a family report or an official channel for every update. Just let it be a place where you can be seen and see each other in the messy, beautiful middle of everyday life, just like a living room. Now, I love it when science catches up with what our hearts already know. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that we consistently underestimate how much a brief casual reach out matters to the person receiving it. We think, oh, they're too busy, I'll bother them, but the data shows the opposite. That ping of connection actually lowers stress for both the sender and the receiver. Furthermore, the Harvard study of adult development, the longest study on happiness ever conducted, has proven for over 80 years that good relationships keep us healthier and happier, period. Modern follow-ups show that this protective power, the way relationships lower our cortisol and boost our immune systems, actually stays active also through digital means. Your phone can literally be a delivery system for health and happiness. From a faith perspective, we know that our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. I believe that extends to the digital gates of our eyes and ears. If we are called to encourage one another and build each other up, then our phones can be a modern-day vessel for that grace. We are mirroring a divine consistency that new mercies every morning by being a consistent, loving presence in each other's digital lives. Now this brings me to the connection experiment for this week, the digital fast forward. I want you to identify your time thief app. You know the one. For some of you, it's Facebook. For others, it's TikTok or the news. For the next 7 days, every time you have the urge to open that app for a quick scroll, I want you to fast forward past the noise. Immediately close the app and send one connection text to a family member or a distant friend. Don't scroll, just connect. Tell them a memory that popped into your head, or send a same moon photo, or just say, I'm thinking of you and I'm so glad you're mine. It takes the exact same amount of time as reading 3 posts from strangers, but it builds a legacy of intimacy instead of a history of wasted minutes. You're choosing a person over a platform. Try the digital fast forward this week and let me know how it goes in the comments. What app is your biggest time thief, and who are you going to reach out to instead? And if you're finding value in these experiments, please hit that subscribe button. And if you want to dive deeper into the stories of the resilient women who inspired these anchors, you can find my books linked in my bio. Go and reclaim your digital sanctuary today. I'll see you next week, where we're going to talk about the art of interruption and why it's actually a gift to be bothered by the people you love. God bless.